All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another one of our podcasts, Big Sis Podcast. And this is Big Sis Val, and this is Big Sis.
And Big Sis and here.
Yes. And today we're going to be talking about the topic of how to not take things so personally, right? And this is a very vague topic, very general topic, and it can pretty much apply to anything. It can go both ways. Taking things personally, it can go, great for you and the outcome can be amazing, or you can take things personally in the wrong way and things can go totally south. Things can kind of spiral out of hand and you're wondering, what happened. And I don't know, what's some of your personal, experience with taking things personally, maybe in business, maybe in your personal life, what's some of the examples you can share?
Yeah.
And
I definitely, when I think of this, it's just so funny because we were talking about this before, right? And I had mentioned that, like, literally my entire life growing up, like, people around me, my family, like, that was just something that was almost like second nature to us. Like, everything that was said, from whether it be from each other or just like outside people, like, things would just be taken so personal. And I can tell you for one, for sure, it's probably such a toxic trait, like, because you take something so personal, it will like hinder your day and just like it's all you think about. And obviously, like, one of the things that we would do would be like very reactive, so maybe later you feel guilty about what you said, and it's just like something that obviously weighs on your mind after whatever reaction you have based on you taking that personal. What about you? What's something that, like, you think of, or maybe something that you have experienced that you can share?
yeah, I mean, I could agree with you. I pretty much grew up with taking everything very personally and very like to the heart. It must be me. What they said must be about me and must reflect completely on me and my actions, what I just did, what I said. It was all me, right? So I took it very personally. I kind of believed that the outcome was because of, me taking it personally, or maybe I took it personally and then made a big decision. Maybe I switched, maybe I changed my mind about something just because, I was in my head and maybe I just took it the wrong way. So we were reading a book about, personal freedom. And sorry, I don't know if you can hear, there's like construction going on. Can you hear it?
It's okay. There's like, I can hear a little bit, not as much as you probably think we can hear.
Okay. I'm like, shut up. I'm just kidding. But okay, whatever. Yeah, we were just reading about this personal freedom, right? If you don't take things personally and you kind of just take a second to pause and respond rather than to react and, just do the first thing that comes to mind, it can really avoid some situations that you don't want to be in, right? Just one at the top of my head when I first started doing real estate and I was making these phone calls to these homeowners, and I'm over here like a brand new shiny agent, like, woo, hi, and then, sometimes maybe that other person on the phone just happens to be having a bad day. And, you're the 10th realtor that's called them that morning. And, you later learn that, sometimes it's not you personally, it's the fact that that person had, a horrible experience with real estate agents and, and then now they couldn't sell their home and now they're getting bombarded by all these calls. So you got to like understand where they're coming from because that person's coming from a very negative state of mind. Oh, yeah. Right. And when I get, when I'm the 10th caller, like I'll chipper and like, hey, they're like, not really that chipper. And so I took it really personally. I was like, ma'am, sir. I was like, well, you didn't sell it. Do you want to sell it? Because, okay. So I took it really personally, right? Because I was like, maybe it's me, but I later learned the meaning and understanding of who I'm talking to, what kind of people I'm going for and targeting and understanding their background story and where they're coming from. So I had to like ask for clarification, right? So what do you mean by that? What do you mean your home didn't sell? Or what do you mean your agent didn't deliver the results? Like, and so ask for clarification instead of, taking things personally,
Yeah, no, and that helps make it more of a productive conversation versus like, you know, reacting to whatever they said. It's like you're not going to get anywhere with those people because they're already so worked up in their own emotions, and now you're bringing your own into it. Like,
Yeah.
over, you know. But you know, it's funny because I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, we kind of almost like create this like story in our head, and we think that everything that is being done, like you said, is a personal outlet. We think that, oh man, like now I'm so hurt because that person reacted that way towards me, like I'm really hurt. But why are you going to allow someone's actions, behaviors affect you when they literally mean probably nothing to you? Like these people, you don't even know who they are. And I think it's just something that we grew up with and like kind of, I don't know, learned, I guess. It's something we have to unlearn, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, why do we care so much about what other people think about us or say, or you know, why does it like affect our whole day? You know what I mean? Like, you'll go home and you'll still be thinking about it. You're like, I don't even care. But you're like, you're sitting at the dinner table, like, you know, that guy didn't even know what he's talking about, like.
And you know
and
what?
then you're
He
just
had a stupid voice, by the way.
He had a stupid voice, didn't he? He had like some accent or something. He doesn't even go here. Like, yeah, exactly. You take it personally, and you still think about it while you're sleeping, and you're like, you know, no. So, what are some of the exercises you do to kind of like, you know, unleash that, you know, those restraints on you, or kind of have, you know, more freedom with, you know, people's words? I guess, you know, how do you kind of dodge that?
I actually was talking to someone about this yesterday. Like, things I do is like, you know, if it's someone I don't know and like, you know, it's not a personal situation, like I'll literally just laugh because I feel like, and I think I've seen you do it too. I'm like, you kind of just laugh it off, because what else are you supposed to do? Like, you're like, I mean, it kind of helps you, make you feel good about yourself a little bit. You're like, oh, haha, you chuckle, and then you're over it. I literally always just like giggle, and then I'm like, next.
No, yeah, seriously. I like how you brought up that point. When you don't know somebody like at all, and they're just not having it for whatever reason, and you happen to walk in that trap, like, you don't know what to do. You're just like, are they really doing this to me right now? Like, do you even know who? Okay, you just laugh it off, and you just kind of like, that person's life sucks.
Yes. Add a little bit to that is like, what I always like to think, it's like, okay, these people don't know me, I don't know them. What makes them think they can talk to me the way they do? I don't what, but also what makes me think that I can take the bullshit that they're giving me? Like, I don't need to hear that. Like, the second nowadays, like the second I'm on the phone with someone and I can hear like an attitude, or like they're working themselves up to like go off on me, I literally just hang up on them, or I'll be like, ew, not with that attitude. Like, I'll just hang up on them. I'm just done. There's no reason.
Your attitude needs adjustment. Next.
Hey, you should probably shower because your attitude stank.
And then hangs up.
I mean,
that's a good one.
It's just something I do. What about you?
I like that. You kind of just make a joke about the situation. And that really diffuses any kind of hostile situation and anything. Like, try, you know, if anybody is like bullying you or just like getting all up in your face and being all negative energy, be like, sprinkle some positivity on, start laughing, crack a joke, and see if that'll like calm the situation. Because I swear that'll probably work.
Yeah.
How I like what I've been doing is being more clarifying what they mean, instead of me taking their words and like taking my perspective on what they just said, you know, to a whole nother direction, because everybody perceives everything in their own complete world, right? Like, you might hear the words, I don't know, you might hear the words coconut and rose oil, and you might be like, oh, coconut, I had a horrible experience with that, I'm allergic to coconut, oh, it's the devil. And then, you know, me, like I'm like, oh, like, you know, it's a really good, nice lotion. But like, we have different perceptions of it in your own mind. Like, you're not going to say that, but that's what you're thinking.
True.
So, and you know, that's just a very basic example. Like, somebody could just say something that can just like trigger you, or it can, you know, motivate you or whatever. So I think just clarifying what that person means, to like really get the whole story before you make any assumptions, and, you know, the outcome can turn out, you know, this way and that way.
Yeah, I really like that actually, because I feel like that is so true. Like you don't understand what others may be trying to, like even through text, like this can be a very clear example. That's why I don't like having like conversations via text, because I'm like, I
Me
don't
too.
understand if you're
The
trying to like,
tonality.
help me, or yeah, exactly, like I don't know where you're coming from. So it's almost like the same thing in person. Like you can hear the tonality, you can hear their intentions, but also like maybe the words that they're choosing aren't necessarily great. So ask those questions and try to find out, like, okay, are you trying to hurt me, or are you trying to really fix the problem?
Yeah. Exactly. I really like that. Just really clarifying what they mean, instead of like, instead of just taking it, you know, one way, because, you know, that happens with relationships. I'm sure, you know, everyone's assuming that the other person can read your mind and knows what you mean when you say no, but you really mean yes. Like, you know what I mean? It's all these things. So just really like clarify and like ask, like at like simple fifth grade level if you have to, just so that way everyone's on the same page, you know, so that way there's no miscommunication. I just think that asking can avoid a lot of unwanted situations.
I like that. And I think this is actually a really solid tip for personal relationships. You know, maybe you don't want to do that with someone you don't care. You don't have to, but like someone like your mom or your sister, whatever, like someone important to you, you probably do want to get clarification before you begin this whole like drama between them. I don't know. That's why I was like, you know what? That's like really, really good advice right there. Dang girl, look at you.
Ew.
Who is she?
Man, who dat? But I mean, no, for real, you know, I just think that I could have avoided a lot of scenarios in my life, and they could have turned out better if I would have just clarified and just asked and been like, wait, so you mean this, right? Just so I'm not thinking you're okay, cool, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And everything flow.
That's kind of growth, yo. That's like adult shit right there. That's some real adult shit. People be talking about all the time, but like that's real adult shit right there.
Honestly, our mindsets have like moved and shifted to adulthood, because I don't think I thought this way, that in depth of like the way I think, like when I was like 10 years old or something, or even like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
No.
And same here. Like it probably took me 21 years to figure it out, but hey, I figured it out.
I just built this mindset for like 23 years.
It took me 27 years to figure it out. No big deal. I made it though. But any final thoughts on this, or?
No, I think we pretty much hit the nail on the head with this one. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to reach us at bigsisquestion@gmail.com. Yeah, that's right.
We're learning, guys. We're learning.
23 episodes later, we got it though.
I know, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. But like she said, you guys can always reach out to us, and continue to grow and be a bad bee, okay?
Be that bad bee.
All right. See ya.